What's up everyone, Mr. NoobTube Gamer. Today we're playing Modern Warfare 3 Survival Mode in 2021. So this is going to be an interesting video because I have never done a Modern Warfare Spec Ops video before. In Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, or Modern Warfare 2019, I've never really covered that game mode on the channel. As you guys know, my entire channel has been focused on Call of Duty multiplayer and, a few other games here and there like Battlefield, Battlefront, Titanfall. I'm a multiplayer guy. Co-op hasn't really been my thing, but I'm always someone that likes to expand my horizons, so I'm gonna try out survival mode today. I did play survival mode back in the day, like, what was it, 10 years ago already? Holy shit, that makes me feel old. Modern Warfare 3 is 10 years old. I played a little bit of survival mode back in the day, but not a whole lot of it, to be honest with you guys. I think I put more hours into the single player campaign than I did with survival mode or any of the Spec Ops missions. I thought the idea of survival mode was cool, but I just found zombies to be way more interesting, so I kind of just stuck with that. But I do appreciate Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer actually trying to do something different instead of copying zombies, which is what they did in later years in COD World War II and Infinite Warfare. They just ripped zombies straight from Treyarch instead of developing their own thing. And part of that is because survival mode just didn't catch on as much as zombies did. But as far as MW3 Survival Mode goes in 2021, there is one very important thing you guys need to know. It's that the co-op in this game simply does not work anymore. You'll notice in this gameplay that I'm playing solo. That is for a reason. I tried to play this with another person because it does support up to 2 players, but unfortunately the online co-op is broken and unplayable. So what happened was I was trying to play with my good friend Dr. Daniel 316. We tried to get a few games going of survival mode and it was out of sync for us. So I was ahead of him or he was ahead of me, and it was getting to the point where it kept saying that we were down when we weren't, and we need to get revived when we didn't need to get revived. And he also finished a round while I was still playing that same round. So there was a huge syncing problem where it was pretty much unplayable. We weren't playing together in real time. It's like we were playing 2 different matches while also being connected to the same server. It was so strange. I've never seen anything like it before in any game I played. So I was pretty much forced to go solo to get real gameplay for this video. And I've looked up to see if other people are having the same problem, and it turns out it's a widespread issue in survival mode that has never been fixed for a few years now. And this is true on multiple platforms. I'm on Xbox, but PC players are having the same exact issue, where the 2 players that are online together are not in sync. It's some issue with the online server, but the multiplayer works just fine, so I'm not sure what the hell's going on here. But yeah, that's definitely something you guys need to be aware of, because I imagine a lot of you that are interested in playing this game again want to play it with a friend, but the only way for you to really do that is to do split screen in local multiplayer. Otherwise, you can only play solo. That being said, survival mode is still a lot of fun, even if you're playing by yourself. I guess the best way to describe Modern Warfare 3 survival mode is that it's very similar to zombies in the sense that it's an endless round survival mode. Because that's also what zombies is, pretty much, except instead of zombies, you're killing actual soldiers that try to kill you with their gun instead of running at you mindlessly trying to eat your brain. The way you progress in survival mode is also a little bit different than zombies, because in zombies you have to unlock doors, and you have all these perk machines and wonder weapons that you can get, and pack-a-punch. Survival doesn't really have any of that. There are weapons that you can buy. You can also pick up the guns from a dead enemy, and you can use your money to not just buy weapons, but upgrade them, to put different attachments into them. There are certain weapons that are locked behind a level, so if you're a low level, you can't get all the guns. Well, you actually can, if you make it to a really high round, and, during those high rounds an enemy drops an ACR, then you can use that ACR and even upgrade it, even if you're not at the level that you need to be at to actually buy it, which I think is like level 14 or 15. Yeah, so survival mode does have a leveling system. There are certain levels you need to be at in order to buy certain guns, attachments, and equipment, and this is a leveling system that's completely separate from the regular multiplayer. And at first I'm like, oh great, I have to grind this shit out in order to unlock all the crap, but it's actually not that bad. Like, just one play session where I made it to round 20, I went from level 2 to, like, level 16. So, the ranking system is actually pretty fast. But yeah, there is a leveling system in place that allows you to unlock content as you progress, which isn't really a thing in zombies. It's pretty much the entire experience, no matter what level you are, because I know they do have levels in zombies, which is mostly tied to multiplayer these days. But even in Black Ops 3, for example, which had a leveling system for zombies, didn't really mean anything. But as far as the actual in-game progression, they are very similar in that you gain currency the better you do. Like, the more kills you get more money, and you can use that money to buy things. And like I said, you can buy weapons, you can buy equipment, And you could also buy streaks. You can buy kill streaks. There isn't a wide selection of them. You can only do an airstrike and a predator missile, but that predator missile is pretty useful when you have those fucking helicopters or the juggernaut boss fights. There are perks in MW3. You can actually order a care package that gives you a random perk. And you also have self-revive and body armor, which body armor is pretty much juggernaut. Gives you more health. And of course, just like zombies, each round is more difficult than the last one. You know, so there are a bit of similarities between the two modes, but they are very different from each other. The biggest difference is definitely the map design. The maps in survival mode are literally just the regular multiplayer maps, but now they have waves of enemies instead of you playing against real players. And of course, the maps are locked behind levels, so you do have to level up to get all the maps unlocked. It's 16 base maps, which is the amount of multiplayer maps you had in the base game, and also DLC. If you have any DLC, you can use those maps as well, which is what I'm doing in this gameplay. The map I'm playing on right now is called Gulch. It's a DLC map from one of the map packs. And those maps are not locked behind any levels. But you do need to pay for the DLC to get all those maps, naturally. Except for Terminal. Terminal was free DLC. And from what I played, they all seem to play very well, even though they're just ripped straight from multiplayer, and the maps weren't really designed specifically for survival mode. But I think the maps are good. Obviously, some maps will be better than others. Resistance and Underground are definitely the two best ones, for survival mode at least, but I think they're all good. Point is, there's a lot of content in survival mode since it does take pretty much every multiplayer map from the base game and turn it into survival mode, so you have a lot more survival mode maps than you do zombies maps, for example. But obviously the zombies maps are more complex, and it really wouldn't work to put a multiplayer map into zombies. They've tried it before with Nuketown, and it wasn't that great, so yeah, I guess it works differently for survival mode than it does for zombies, but I think what they did definitely works. I would say that this is probably the best non-zombies co-op mode that we have ever seen in Call of Duty. It's the Modern Warfare 3 survival mode. So I think it's a good time killer, especially if you're sick of the campaign and the online multiplayer. You also have survival mode, and you also have the Spec Ops missions, which I'll probably cover in a different video. So yeah, I'd say survival mode is pretty good. Maybe it didn't catch on as much as Infinity Ward wanted it to. I think a big reason for that is that survival mode was only 2 players while zombies was 4, so you couldn't play with all your zombies friends from Black Ops 1, which I think pissed a lot of people off. And a lot of players definitely found zombies to be more compelling and more interesting than what was offered in survival mode. Because in zombies, you know, you have these huge maps that take a while to learn and understand, and you have the Easter eggs, Pack-a-Punch, all these interesting things that I guess makes survival mode feel pretty lacking in comparison. I mean, me personally, I've never heard of a single person say that survival mode is better than zombies. But at the same time, it was obviously good enough to be featured in later Call of Duty games, like Advanced Warfare. You had Exo Survival, and Modern Warfare 2019 also has a survival mode, and I plan on making videos about those 2 survival modes very soon, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, overall, MW3 survival mode is pretty solid in 2021. It sucks ass that you can't really play it with another person online, like I said earlier, but despite that one big issue, it will certainly add a few more hours at least to your Modern Warfare 3 playtime. Definitely worth giving a try. So that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about Modern Warfare 3 survival mode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you kind of like thought it was okay? Didn't play it that much? I want to hear your thoughts about Modern Warfare 3 survival mode, and do you still play it in 2021? As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.